Hello, my name is Russell Myers. Welcome to Issues Unite. So, according to Joe Biden, now Pakistan is a major threat. Let me go straight to this. All right, so nuclear weapons without cohesion make Pakistan one of the most dangerous nations. U.S. President Joe Biden has said Pakistan is one of the most dangerous nations in the world as it has nuclear weapons without cohesion. According to Dawn newspaper, Sardari said that Pakistan's nuclear assets meet each and every international standard in accordance with IAEA, International Atomic Energy Agency, as far as security and safety is concerned. If there is any question as to nuclear safety, then they should be directed to our neighbor India, who very recently accidentally fired a missile into Pakistani territory. This is not only irresponsible and unsafe, but raises genuine and serious concerns about the safety of nuclear-capable countries. He said, all right, Joe Biden says, and the truth of the matter is, I genuinely believe this. The world is looking to us. Not a joke. Even our enemies are looking to us to figure out how we figure this out, what we do. Really? Sure they are. There was a lot at stake, Biden said, emphasizing that the U.S. had the capacity to lead the world to a place it had never been before. Yeah, nuclear Armageddon. Former Human Rights Minister Shireen Mazari demanded an apology from the U.S. president for his nasty remarks, according to Dawn newspaper. A nuclear U.S. is a threat to the world because you have no control over your nukes. Remember, there is only one country in the world that has ever used nuclear weapons on another nation. Only one, and that is the U.S. So, at this point, Pakistan is a threat. Russia is a threat. China is a threat. Who else? Iran is a threat. Saudi Arabia is a threat. North Korea is a threat. Did I say Venezuela? Name it. Anyone that is not a threat. We got, according to the Biden administration, anyone that disagrees with any of the administration policies are a threat. If you express disagreement, opposition to U.S. foreign or domestic policies, you personally are a threat. This, if you saw this in a clinical setting, this would be determined to be, clinical psychosis, paranoia, schizophrenia. You could apply so many different diagnoses to this. All right, so, Pakistan says, that they meet IAEA standards for safety. Keep in mind that in 2003, Joe Biden was, head of the Foreign Affairs Committee, or was it the Armed Services Committee? I forget which one. But they called Scott Ritter to testify in front of Congress. While Scott Ritter was testifying, Joe Biden interrupted him and basically told him to shut up. That no matter what the inspectors found, that Iraq had weapons of mass destruction, chemical weapons. Did not matter what the inspectors found, that he was just dead set on invading Iraq. That's it. There was no testimony necessary. The investigators' findings meant absolutely nothing. Once he refuses to talk with Putin, he's not going to talk with Kim Jong-un. We basically cut off diplomatic discussions with China. For years, our government refused to talk to Maduro and Venezuela. There's no diplomatic discussions going on with Iran in reality, except for you do what we want. Name anybody that they're going to have any discussions with on a realistic and bilateral basis. There is no one, not internally or externally. It is all, you do what I want or I will crush you. So, in every one of these cases, these countries have no recourse. The U.S. has a stranglehold on the UN. So you can claim, any country can claim, no, we are not a threat to you. They can state it. They can offer to have inspectors come in. I left out Syria. Syria is a threat. Yemen is a threat. Even though, the whole Saudi-Yemen conflict going on there. Palestine is a threat. Yeah. Any country that responds to an external threat from a Western so-called ally is a threat. In ways, he's accused India of being a threat and threatening India with sanctions. Everyone is a threat. Everyone, anyone, period. Everyone is a threat unless they bow down to U.S. hegemony. You know who's never a threat? The military-industrial complex and Wall Street. They are never a threat. Never. Overall, it doesn't really matter what administration it is. The threats are always going to keep escalating, no matter what. Even if a president tries to hold diplomatic talks, they're going to be accused of treason. By the warmongers in Congress. We don't have a president that is strong enough to stand up to all of this. Yeah, they're always worried more about being reelected than doing what is right. Well, if they did what was right, they wouldn't have to worry about being reelected because they would ease international tensions, reduce the need for so many sanctions and so much tension between countries, all of this. And think about where we're going. Just think about where we are going right now. We need somebody that is willing to stand up against the military-industrial complex, against Wall Street, but we don't have that because they're always worried about their popularity, about their multi-billion-dollar corporations, their whatever. They're they're not willing to do something that will put any of that at risk. It's always, no, I want more power, more money, more whatever. Then no matter what it does to the American people. So I expect more sanctions to be imposed on Pakistan now. What would be funny would be if any sanctions or threats against Pakistan wind up with greater diplomatic ties and easing of their disagreements between Pakistan and India. They increase trade, they ease their tensions, and all of them form greater ties with China, who is already including both of those countries in the Belt and Road Initiative. So if there is any hope of mending those fences, the United States is going to try and inflame them, while China is more likely to give some route to easing those problems. And of course, Russia is in the Belt and Road Initiative as well. So, what comes next? Where's the next threat going to come from? Because another threat is going to arise probably this week. Share this video. Talk about these subjects. Are you ready to stand up? I am. All right. If you can afford it, please donate whatever you can to help expand this channel and my presidential campaign. And I will catch you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.